When it comes to climbing the Rocket League ranks, most players focus on perfecting their mechanics or improving their rotations, which isn't wrong, but it's not all the way right. One of the most overlooked aspects of gameplay, especially in your lower to mid-tier ranks, is recovery. Poor recovery habits can silently kill your momentum, leaving you out of position and unable to contribute to the game. Let's break down what poor recovery looks like in this video, why it's holding you back, and how you can fix it to rank up faster. Poor recovery often manifests in situations where you're left stranded, whether that's upside down on the wall, stuck in the air after an aerial, or awkwardly spinning in the middle of the field. These moments might actually seem really small, but they add up quickly. Imagine this. You challenge for the ball, you miss, and you end up awkwardly flipping back towards your own half. While you're struggling to realign your car, the opponents have a free counterattack that you gave them, and your teammate is left defending a 1v2. It's a lose-lose scenario that could have been avoided easily with just proper recovery habits. Take a look at any high-level player or pro. When they miss a shot or aerial, they're already planning their next move before they even touch the ground. Recovery isn't really an afterthought for them. It's kind of a core part of their gameplay, and you'll rarely ever see a pro out of position for long because their recoveries are so clean and efficient and deliberate. Every second you spend recovering is a second you're not contributing to the game. Whether you're trying to rotate back on defense, reposition for an offensive opportunity, or simply staying in the play, bad recovery habits put you at an inherent disadvantage. The longer you're out of position, the more pressure it puts on your teammates. And as we all know, solo queue teammates are not the most reliable, especially when it comes to covering gaps or being in a 1v2 position. Here's why poor recovery is such a big deal. Number one, you lose momentum. If you're awkwardly flipping back or boosting inefficiently, you're not keeping up with the pace of the game. Number two, you burn boost unnecessarily. Wasting boost during a sloppy recovery means you'll have less to use when you actually need it, like for a save or a crucial challenge. And number three, you give up possession. A slow recovery 9 times out of 10 leaves your team scrambling and allows your opponents to dominate the field. Good recovery is all about efficiency and staying in control. Let's break it down with an example. Imagine you go up for an aerial, miss the ball, and land on the wall. A player with a poor recovery might just hold boost, flip randomly, hoping to get back into position, but a player with really solid recovery skills will do the following. They'll land on their wheels, and what this does is this minimizes downtime and ensures they can immediately start boosting or flipping back. Number two, they can even use wave dashes. Instead of wasting boost, they'll wave dash on landing to maintain speed while conserving their resources. And number three, they plan their movement. They'll adjust their car midair to ensure a clean landing, whether that's on the wall, floor, or even the ceiling. One of the best examples of great recovery is from Rocket League pros like apparently Jack or Garrett G, ex-pro player now at the time of recording this. These players consistently land on their wheels, they consistently use wave dashes to reposition and make quick decisions that keep them in the play. Their recoveries are so smooth that it's hard to even notice they made a mistake in the first place. Improving your recovery isn't as daunting as it might seem. Here are some actionable tips to help you clean up your movement and stay in the play. The first one here is focus on landing on your wheels. After every jump, flip, or aerial, actively adjust your car to ensure you're landing upright. This might feel pretty awkward at first, but over time, it will become second nature. Number two, learn wave dashes. Wave dashing is an essential tool for maintaining speed without burning boost. Spend time in free play practicing wave dashes on different surfaces, including walls and even corners. Number three, incorporate half flips into your rotation. Half flips are a perfect transition utility from offense to defense. If you're not comfortable with them yet, I would dedicate time to practicing the input until it feels pretty natural for you. Number four, use recovery-focused training packs. A great training pack for this is one called Recovery Training. I'll have the code on the screen here, and this pack will challenge you to recover efficiently in a variety of situations, from aerial landings to wall bounces. Number five, Practice intentional recoveries in free play. Instead of just mindlessly hitting the ball around, focus on recovering after each touch. Make it a habit to adjust your car mid-air and plan your landing. One simple but really effective drill that I personally did that got me to SSL is what I would call the boostless recovery challenge. I would go into free play, turn off unlimited boost, hit the ball really hard into the wall or up in the air, then try recovering without using any boost. And this will force you to rely on your car's movement and wave dashes to reposition yourself. Not only will this improve your recovery, but it will also help you conserve your boost in actual games. Now, recovery might not be the flashiest part of Rocket League, but it's one of the most important. By cleaning up your recovery, you'll find yourself in way better position, and you're using less boost, and you're contributing more to your team's success. The small change in your movement habits can make a huge difference in your gameplay, especially as you climb up the ranks. One of the most critical yet underrated aspects of Rocket League is boost management. If you've ever found yourself completely out of boost, flailing around the field while your opponents have possession, you're not alone. Poor boost management is probably the most common issue for players at all ranks, but it's particularly noticeable in mid to high level games where speed and efficiency become pretty important. It allows you to recover quickly. It allows you to maintain pressure when you're on offense. Without it, you're a sitting duck. You're useless with no boost, unable to perform at your best. The problem is, many players don't realize just how much they're wasting their boost. Small, inefficient uses can add up over time, leaving you stranded at the worst possible moments. Think about how often you've made the following mistakes. Number one, overcommitting to big boost pads. Everyone's done it. You prioritize grabbing a full boost pad on the edge of the map instead of staying in a play where your team needs you. Number two, boost starving yourself. You burn through your boost too quickly and leave yourself completely dry without considering how to recover efficiently. Or number three, ignoring small boost pads. You zoom past the field's small boost pads, chasing full boosts when small pads would have kept you in the play. Mastering your boost usage can elevate your gameplay significantly, and this is an area where pros excel. Watch any high-level Rocket League match, and you'll notice how effortlessly players seem to maintain their boost levels while staying relevant in every single play. Many players treat boost as an infinite resource, holding down the button for far too long and wasting it unnecessarily. This leads to moments where you're chasing the ball with no boost and little hope of it being effective. Overusing boost not only leaves you stranded, but it also limits your ability to contribute to your team when they need you the most. Another common mistake is prioritizing big boost pads at the expense of your positioning. If you're constantly leaving the play to grab full boost, you're effectively taking yourself out of the game for several seconds. Those seconds add up, and in a fast-paced game like Rocket League, that's enough time for your opponents to score. Small boost pads are some of the most underutilized resources in Rocket League. They provide 12 boosts per pad and are scattered all over the field. By collecting 2 or 3 small pads, you can gain enough boost to make any save, challenge an opponent, or even reposition for an aerial, yet many players ignore them entirely in favor of chasing after the big 100 boost pads. To illustrate good boost management, let's look at a pro like Monkey Moon. One of the reasons Monkey Moon is so effective is his incredible efficiency with boost. He doesn't waste it chasing plays that are out of reach. Instead, he's constantly collecting small pads, staying in position, and only using boost when it truly matters. Here's a typical sequence. He'll collect small boost pads in a circular path while rotating back on defense. When he challenges the ball, he uses just enough boost to close the gap, but he doesn't hold boost unnecessarily. After the challenge, he immediately scans the field for more small pads, keeping his boost meter topped off without leaving his position. And this style of play ensures that he's always ready to make an impact, whether it's going for an aerial, rotating back for a save, or even contesting a 50-50. Make it a habit to grab small boost pads as you move around the field. They're often more accessible than big pads and allow you to maintain a solid boost level without overcommitting. A full rotation through midfield can easily net you 36 to 48 boost, which is plenty for most situations. Resist the urge to hold down the boost button constantly. Instead, use short bursts of boost to adjust your position and save the rest for when you really need it. This is especially important during aerial plays where efficient boosting can make the difference between scoring and running out of boost mid-air. Big boost pads respawn every 10 seconds. If you're already near a big pad, try to time your collection so you're not wasting time circling around waiting for it to spawn. Understand these timers can help you secure boost without abandoning the play. Free play is an excellent tool for practicing boost management. Challenge yourself to stay in free play while only collecting small pads. This will force you to think more strategically about your boost usage and help you develop better habits for actual games. Set up a simple circuit in free play that focuses on collecting small pads. Start by hitting the ball toward one goal, then rotate back while collecting as many small pads as you can. Your goal here is to keep your boost level above 50 at all times while maintaining a presence in the play. This drill helps you build awareness of small pads and trains you to use boost more sparingly. Boost starving is a common tactic used by high-level players to gain an advantage over their opponents. By denying your opponents access to boost pads, you pretty much force them into really awkward situations where they're unable to challenge effectively. However, this tactic only works if you're managing your own boost properly. After all, you can't starve your opponents if you're out of boost yourself. Positioning and rotations are the glue that holds any Rocket League game together. Without solid rotations, even a team full of mechanical superstars will struggle to maintain consistency. Poor positioning is often the root cause of double commits, missed opportunities, and even open nets. In this part, we'll dive into the common mistakes players make with positioning and rotations, how you can fix them, and some examples of what good positioning looks like at higher levels of play. Positioning is all about being in the right place at the right time to either make a play or support your teammates. While mechanics get most of the attention, it's positioning and rotation that separates good players from the best ones. You could be the best aerial player in your lobby, but if you're constantly out of position, you won't even be able to make those flashy plays to begin with. Let's take a quick look at what proper positioning achieves. Consistency. You're always ready to make the next play without scrambling. Team synergy. You complement your teammates' movement instead of crowding them. And defensive coverage. You close gaps, prevent double commits, and maintain a really solid backline. If you're struggling to climb ranks, chances are your positioning needs work. Let's explore the common mistakes that lead to poor positioning and what you can do to fix them today. First one here is ball chasing. Ball chasing is one of the most common mistakes players make, especially in the lower to mid-tier ranks. It's the tendency to always be near the ball even when it's not your turn to make a play. This often leads to double commits, awkward challenges, and an unorganized rotation. The mindset behind ball chasing is simple. A lot of people think, if I'm near the ball, I can make a play. While this might work in bronze or silver, it quickly becomes a liability as you climb the ranks. Higher level players punish overcommits by just exploiting the gaps left behind. Number 2, rotating too slowly. Rotations are crucial in Rocket League. When you rotate too slowly, you leave your team exposed to counterattacks. For example, if you've just gone for a shot and missed, staying in the opponent's corner looking for a boost instead of rotating back immediately can leave your teammates in a 2v3 situation or a 1v2 situation if you're playing doubles. Number 3, ball watching. This is what I call when many players focus solely on the ball, neglecting to check their teammates' position or keep an eye on opponents. This narrow focus causes you to make decisions in a vacuum, leading to poor spacing and inefficient plays. Number 4, not utilizing the third man role correctly in a 3v3 context. The third man, the last player in the rotation, is responsible for staying back and preventing counterattacks. However, many players either push too far up, leaving their net exposed, or sit too far back, failing to maintain pressure on offense. So how do we actually fix our positioning and rotations? The first way we need to do this is by adopting the next man up mentality. Rocket League operates on a simple rotation system. The first man challenges the ball, the second man supports and prepares for a follow-up play, and the third man holds a defensive position and prevents counterattacks. By sticking to this structure, you'll maintain solid coverage across the field. If you notice your team's out of sync, try to be the player who restores balance by falling back into the appropriate role. Number 2, space yourself properly. Spacing is one of the most overlooked aspects of positioning, If you're too close to your teammates, you'll often find yourself double committing or getting caught in awkward situations. On the other hand, if you're too far, you'll struggle to follow up plays effectively. A good rule of thumb that I've always followed is to maintain a position that allows you to react to the outcome of a play. If your teammate takes a shot, position yourself to either capitalize on a rebound or rotate back to cover defense. Number 3, keep an eye on your teammates at all times. Your teammate's positioning should inform your decisions. If your teammate is already challenging the ball, there's no need for you to dive in as well. Instead, just focus on covering the gaps they leave behind or positioning yourself for the next play. Using ball cam to monitor the play while periodically switching to car cam to check on teammates can help you stay aware of everyone's position. Number 4, rotate wide, not through the play. A common mistake that players make during rotations is cutting through the play to grab boost or reposition. This often disrupts your teammate's line of sight and leads to awkward collisions and double commits. Instead, take a wider path around the play to maintain a clear field of vision and avoid interfering with your teammates. Some pro-level positioning examples. Monkey Moon, once again, I always bring him up. In my opinion, he's the best player in the world, especially at positioning. He's also one of the most consistent players in Rocket League. When you watch his gameplay, you'll notice how rarely he overcommits or get caught out of position. He rotates back as soon as he recognizes his job in the play is done and always positions himself in a way that supports his teammates. Another really good example is First Killer. While First Killer is actually known for his mechanics, his positioning is equally impressive, which people overlook. He knows exactly when to push forward for goal-scoring opportunities and when to drop back to avoid overextending. This balance allows him to stay involved in almost every play without leaving his team vulnerable. Some practice drills to improve positioning. 1v1 games. Playing 1v1s forces you to think critically about your positioning. Without teammates to rely on, you'll need to focus on covering your net while maintaining pressure on the opponent. This improves your decision making and awareness. 2. Replay analysis. Record your matches or just save the replay and review them to identify positioning mistakes. Ask yourself questions like, was I too close to my teammate during that play? Did I rotate back quick enough? Was I in the right spot to follow up my teammate's challenge? Number 3, custom training packs. Use custom training packs designed to simulate defensive scenarios. Focus on rotating back into position and making saves without overcommitting. If you're looking to take your gameplay to the next level and want personalized guidance, I offer one-on-one coaching sessions tailored to your skill level and goals. Whether it's improving your mechanics, learning better rotations, or building confidence in your gameplay, I'm here to help you guys rank up faster and smarter. Spots are limited, so make sure to DM me on Discord and grab your spot while you can. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you found this helpful and hit that subscribe button for more Rocket League tips and guides. See you on the next one. Peace.